Now, Matin. Administrative capacity from bureaucrats plus 10%. This leader is peculiarly familiar with state bureaucracy and administration. Well,
here we see a breakdown of this planet's population, divided into layers or strata.
So many stars. There's more Void Singers on here than Gloinbu.
This is where we manage all ground force.
It's okay, we don't need to know about that. Thank you, though. Eventually we'll have generals and the likes.
The corporate tab allows mega corporations to build branch offices on the planets of other empires, provided they have signed the necessary paperwork. Once built, they can view and upgrade their facilities here as well. As we know, large corporations wish only the best for their customers, events of the 23rd cycle notwithstanding.
Very well. Alright, well... We've got Death Priests. The spiritual guidance of the masses is ensured by those who will, when called upon, make sacrifices of their most devout pupils. Let's see what we can build. Administrative alloy foundries. Again, you can only have one of these, but it gives a couple of specific metallurgist jobs. Commercial zones, holotheaters, luxury residences, research labs. I would like some more research labs as soon as we can. But the sacrificial temple in particular is important. Mortal initiate jobs +1, death priest jobs +1. Death priests turn consumer goods into unity, society, research, and amenities. A revered site in which solemn preachers and dedicated pupils pray and work towards each prosperous yet bloody cycle. Oh, we've already got one, actually. Never mind. I wonder if we can have more than one. Hopefully we can.
The tradition screen displays the tradition trees available to our empire. A tradition tree must first be adopted before any traditions within it can be unlocked.
Indeed, and we're going to go with Discovery. Pretty much always do. Our curiosity about the universe is what got us this far, and there is still so much left to discover. Adoption effects. Unlock the... map the stars. Anomaly research speed increased by 20%. Finisher effects. Adopting all Discovery traditions increases our research speed by 10%. In addition, we will unlock one new Ascension perk. So we'll go ahead and we'll just straight up adopt that one. Swirling shadows. Immense, ragged plains of shadow drift across Darius V's face. They are cast not by clouds, but by the sheets of organic material drifting through the upper layers of the atmosphere, hinged, or rather jointed, to allow for a small degree of articulation. Science Officer Elof Hita is as yet unwilling to say whether these things are flora or fauna, and what possible purpose, if any, their elaborate shadow casting might serve as the shadow play modifier to Darius 5. Where exactly is the shadow play modifier? There we go. Shadows drift across the surface of this planet, forming shapes of apparent intent but indeterminable meaning. Okay. Now, we've got enough cash to start expanding over here. Can you please build the mining stations and then follow that up by building the research stations as well? And finally, we can get ourselves an admiral. Okay, you're a little bit older, but that's fine. You are recruited. Also, you are going to be named. Yet another login. Welcome to the Empire. I mean the collective. I mean the cult. I mean the church. Welcome to the church. It's not a cult. I don't even. Abnormal conditions. As our science ship scans the surface of Darius 1A, it becomes quite clear that we have found something out of the ordinary. Its composition and history provides it with extra materials that we should take opportunity to gather. We will surely come across even more irregularities like this as we survey new planets, and should not underestimate their impact on our expansion. Intriguing. Okay. What was it? Chthonian planet. This planet was once a gas giant, but its proximity to its star has burned away the thick atmosphere. All that remains now is a super dense and mineral-rich metallic core. Oh. Yeah. 6 minerals. That's kind of amazing. Kind of amazing, not going to lie. Okay, we actually want some more ships, though. So, to that end, let's get another 2 science ships down. Additionally, we want to pick... edicts. Map the stars. We don't have enough yet. But we will, eventually. This edict pushes for further galactic expansion to bring light to the darkness and find what wonders lie beyond. Last until cancelled. Survey speed plus 25%, anomaly discovery chance plus 10%, and ship hyperlane detection range plus 1. Absolutely 100% worth it. Our one edict. If it's going to be one, it should be that one, in my opinion. Our cult great. Our church great. All right. Let us get our new void ship named. This shall be the void ship.
A system survey has concluded.
Okay, thank you very much. The void ship Shadow Sword. Fitting name, considering. That shall be piloted by none other than... I like Spark of Genius. You're not going to be piloted by this scientist. Instead, you shall be piloted by Saturn Dragoon. And we are going to have our Spark of Genius scientist, who is none other than Nico Shana. Get to research. I particularly like having scientists with the maniacal or genius traits. This leader is prone to sudden bursts of inspiration, and this leader pursues their research with unusual fervor. They tend to lead to interesting technologies. Oh, Shadow's Word. Shadow's Word. Sorry about that. Shadow Sword or Shadow's Word. Yeah, I hope you can appreciate why I got those confused. Go. Right, could we get up here, please? Start surveying these systems. And the void ship. Let me double check. Maybe I should lurk and grind some ducats. Sure, my wife's biggest fan. Hey, Ica, how you doing, mate? Oh, and thank you so much for the 18 months, by the way, my wife's biggest fan. Thank you so much for the support. Every time I get out, they pull me back in. I guess I can stick around a bit longer. Well, since you're here then, if you are still here, sound out in the chat. While you're doing that, let me scroll back up. Oh no, actually, no worries. I got it. Tonk. There we are. Void ship Amy Pie. We're done. We're good. Now I just need another leader. However, I'm fairly certain they're going to cost more than I have to spend right now. Getting over there and getting those minerals is going to be fantastic. That is an amazing place for us.
Construction.
Shadowsword, thank you so much for gifting those subs out, mate. 2 gift subs. The first gift subs on the channel. And it was 2. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Alright, let's get a new scientist. At this stage, I guess I could pick expertise in materials. Try and spread out the expertise if you can. Sure. Let's grab you. Your name shall from henceforth be whatever chat decides in the next few moments. I really wish it didn't have edge scroll. I really do. Right. Gonna need some more names. Initially, we're gonna need lots of names. So I'm gonna leave this one open for a little bit. May a ship strike fear into the Empire's enemies. I mean, do nice things. Well, yes, researching. Researching is the nice things that shall be done.
An unusual phenomenon has cropped up.
Okay. Got a couple of names. Dunk. Lazy Hermit. I hope you're not going to be a lazy scientist. I'm going to be honest. That is my hope. But now, let's see. No, you have no particular specialization that we need, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and get Amy Pie out there doing some research. Actually, given that, which one's this? Instead, just go here. Then survey this one. And then following that, survey here. That should be fine. Right. We've already got another discovery, my lord. To boldly go, a new age of exploration is upon us. As we once mapped the surface of our homeworld, we must now brave a new terrain, space. That is a galaxy full of wonder, awaiting to be discovered. Survey speed increased by another 35%, and science ship disengaged chance increased by 50%. Or science division. The number of science and medical officers has been increased throughout the fleet. Organized into a special science division to support this corps of officers, new training programs have greatly accelerated the rate at which we commission new science officers. Scientist level cap increased and research alternatives increased by 1. No, we're going to go with this one first. Let's get that early exploration going as quick as we can. Science ships are going to be our bread and butter early on. That's going to be a lot of what I put a lot of the ships that I actually get out there. Though, that being said, I would like some anti-missile ships added to the fleet. So let's get 2 future planet class added into Z Primo fleet. With that done, I don't really want resource silos. Honestly, I would really like to have more research labs. By and large, that's where I would like to be. Now, we're getting a bit of a better idea, though, for the constellation that we've got. It looks like we've got 3, 4 ways out of the constellation, perhaps. Actually, it's kind of hard to say. How big is a constellation typically considered? Like, this is... I would say that this is all one constellation there. Elof Heater has gained a level. Nice. By chance, we stumbled upon a faint alien signal during a survey of this planet. The source appears to be a small object in orbit. The signal contains no message. Could it be a distress transponder? Sure. Let's go ahead and search that for us, if you would be so kind. Wow, really? Okay, well, let's expand out. We want to get those materials. Can we build this? Need another 33,
Strange
sadly.
happenings are afoot.
While scanning the asteroid belt, our science team found some sort of irregularity. This is only a hard one, so sure. Lazy Hermit, get on with that, please and thanks. Aavak, if my scientist is too lazy, use those evil genius skills and whip them into shit. You see, the way I usually fix my minions being lazy and evil geniuses, I take one of them and then I shoot them in front of the others. Saturn Dragoon has leveled up. Very nice. Just got off work and an Aavak stream. Hey, Sexy Beast Games, how you doing? I hope work was fun. And if it wasn't fun, at least I hope it wasn't hard. But yeah, this is an interesting shape here. It looks like, yeah, I would say that was. This is a very interesting constellation we've got here. Very interesting. Mummified pilot. The mummified remains of a single individual belonging to a previously unknown mammalian species have been found drifting in high orbit over Shashamar 1. The being is dressed in what appears to be a flight suit, complete with a helmet, and maybe a fighter pilot that ejected in some ancient battle only to be forgotten and left behind. Our study of the corpse has provided some interesting data. Okay, I'll take the society research. Happily, in fact. Right, let's speed time up a little bit. We're through the initial got a million things to do section. We can afford now to start ramping up the speed of the game. I'm probably not going to take it to the ultra fast though, and there will be plenty of times when I dip back down into normal for periods of time, because one of the nice things about this game is I can just chat with people while I'm playing them. Void Singer Xenologist, is that Xenologists, I guess it would be said, are particularly falling over themselves to publish their takes on the recent findings of alien life. This fervent storm in scientific community has had some negative yet temporary impact on pursuits in other fields. All right.
A system survey has concluded.
Marvellous. Well, you've got more work to do, so you can carry on. Okay. That one is a pretty nice planet to have that whomping great minerals there. Carbon world. This world has been formed mostly out of carbon and contains little oxygen. Wow. What an utterly barren area this is. That is actually kind of shockingly bad. Like, shockingly bad. Though Matin has gained a level. Very nice.
One of our science ships has just surveyed a world that would make an excellent candidate for our first colony. It is of the same planet class as our home world, so our colonists should be quite comfortable there.
Well, I was going to expand, well, not colonize, but I was going to go over here first. Let's have a look at Alpha Hydril 1. It's not a terrible world. It's a 14 size world. How big is our home world? 21. But definitely much more focused on interestingly, on the industrial side on that world. So it's an option, but I really want to get my hand on these minerals. That being said, maybe we could... No, it is where I want to be, so let's get over here. Let's get those minerals as fast as we can, please. Already having scientific rivalries in chat? Glorious! It has begun. It has begun.
Strange
Though,
happenings are afoot.
Salua 2A, unusual readings suggest there may be more to this desolate world than meets the eye. Go ahead and research. However, I would actually like some more science ships, please. One at a time at this point, though.
An unusual phenomenon has cropped up.
Impressive structures litter the small area of the surface of Alpha Hydril 2A, practically begging for some archaeological work. Alright. And... wow, we're making decent progress here. Data bank uplinks. High-capacity quantum bands dedicated to data bank transfers makes possible virtually completely synchronous research operations across vast distances. Unlocks edict research subsidies. Research station output increased by 20%. Research from star-based constructs increased by 20%. I think I would actually prefer to go for science division. So let's get that one on the go. I believe this is... yeah, we're currently researching everything that's going on. I am, however, going to need to set up you. You are no longer the Void Ship Hackett, but the Void Ship Abarash Kenpachi, who shall be captained by none other than...
Construction venture completed.
do we want to go with biology or military? I think we're going to go with the biologist. No, no, we're going to go with military theory purely based on age. Let's get you in here. Lift Papillon. There we are. Right then. Let's get out there and do a quick peek in these locations. That one and then this one. First and foremost, I would like a mining station. Actually, it looks like we might actually have enough to get all the mining stations done. Yep. And then all the research stations. Excellent. Begin work. That's the last of the names that we had on the list. So I will be opening that up again in a moment. I may actually just open it up and let it stay up for a bit. Let's see. Okay. Now then. Are we wanting for much? We're not really. Bureaucrats turn consumer goods into administrative capacity. We don't need administrative capacity right now. What we do need is kind of consumer goods, actually. So what I could do... is add in... well, actually, have we got any unemployed? We don't have any unemployed, so there's kind of limited reason to do that right now, but I would really like... to get additional research labs. But for the time being, there's not much point. Got no available jobs and no unemployment. However, what we could do then is just go ahead and build this now. As soon as we have the means to. For the eventual jobs that this will offer. We'd add 1 artisan job, 1 metallurgist job, and 2 housing. How are we doing for housing? We're fine at the moment. Yeah, I think that's going to be the next thing we put points into. Kind of has to be. Abandoned amusement park. The structures on Alpha Hydril 2A are not as old as we first believed. It seems to be a playground or amusement park of some sort. Science Officer Elof Heater notes that many of the contraptions are highly complex creations that we can learn much from, and that, to the builder's alien eyes, this might have been a cutting-edge sensor array, or even a gigantic art installation. Regardless, to us Void Singers, it looks mostly like a place where you would take your young and let them amuse themselves. Okay, well, I'm absolutely happy to get some extra research points. Take care, Razorback. I'm going to head off. I'm not feeling amazing, so it's just popping in, peek around a little bit. Well, I hope you feel better soon, mate. Take care. Primordial soup. Nestled in sheltered pockets across Sour 2A's surface is a rich sludge of simple organic compounds that our researchers believe could be a hotbed of abiogenesis, the spontaneous formation of organic life from lifeless matter. Sour 2A has an unusually thick atmosphere for a barren world, which could make it hospitable for simple life forms. Although this presents a unique opportunity to study what could be the early stages of origin of life, it would be best to set our expectations low, as it may still be millions of years before life evolves naturally. Well, that's pretty amazing. And Lord Lambert, thank you very much for the little raid there. Diolch yn fawr iawn. You were playing Stellaris as well. Fantastic, mate. How's your game going? Did you start with one of the more advanced starts, or start from the beginning? Did you make your own race, or? I'm not going to say how long it took me to make mine, because I am a little bit ashamed.
A study has been completed.
Planetary unification. Ancient
survey
warring tribes,
complete.
historical nations in conflict, now united in empire. We must not, will not crumble. Let's slow that down for a moment. Yeah, I'll give you a quick overview of our current race. Not bad. We started from the beginning with my own race. Haven't used the pre-made in like 2k hours. I played. Yeah, I know that feel. I occasionally have people saying, well, why don't you just grab this? It's so much faster. And it's like, well, because if I'm honest, if I'm truly honest, half of the fun I get out of the game is making my race. The other half of the fun is playing that race. I'm so bad with that. I am so bad. Right, okay, let's...
The government screen presents us with information regarding our empire and its government.
Indeed,
Here we can see our ruler and any related effects.
Thank you.
The demographics tab.
No, go away, Veer. Shh, it's fine.
The species screen lists
Oh,
all
my
types
lord.
of nominally intelligent beings.
I'm starting to regret not taking you apart, Veer. So, we've got the Void Singers. Alpine Preference, Venerable, Intelligent, Weak, Decadent, Slow Breeders, Syncretic Evolution, so we've got the Glowing Bew, Rapid Breeders, Servile, Strong, Slow Learners, and Fleeting. Honestly, I feel that these are almost cheating. Because realistically, having a species that you're not really going to be looking to make into leaders, have things that only affect leaders as negatives, is basically 3 points. Feels a little bit like when you're playing Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead and you pick something like, I don't know, Heavy Sleeper. Just don't go to sleep somewhere that is dangerous. Simples. Only go to sleep somewhere that is inherently safe to sleep in. 3 points. But yeah. We are, in terms of the government, I'm putting this across. We've got mild authoritarian, xenophile, and spiritualist, death cults, and diplomatic corps. It's going to lead to an interesting game, I hope. Slowly spreading out, though, looking for new things to do. Okay, well, we've got that all set up. I guess we'll start surveying out in this direction. Find which direction we want to go in. Society research. Now then, naval capacity from soldier jobs of defense, army damage. Don't need that right now. Off-world trading. The offices of a non-governmental organ dedicated to improving the conditions of interstate trade. Produces 2 trade value for each trade hub. Eco-simulation. Food from farmers and from star-based constructs increased. Might not be a bad one. Pop growth. Probably what we want, though. Aavak, what does Death Cult do? I will show you in just a second. I think we're going to go with pop growth speeds. And to this end, we're actually... I believe we've got a biologist, don't we? Oh, no, we didn't. We didn't take the biologist in the end. We took someone with military theory instead. Oh, well. That's fine. Okay, so Death Cult. This society's religion is built around periodic ritual sacrifice. Willing initiates devote themselves to a decade of study before meeting an end whose effects ripple throughout their culture. Basically, as much as we joke, this is certainly not slave sacrifice. I wonder if you can twist the civics in that direction, because sometimes there's interesting synergies. But this is ritual suicide, effectively. And as it says there, 10 years of study and training and purification of the soul to make one worthy of that sacrifice. That sacrifice, once you've got a couple of initiates ready for that, because you've got death priests who take on apprentices and kind of and prepare them for this role. Then occasionally you can pop the edict, one of these 3. Togetherness, harmony, or bounty. And then the mortal initiates that you have, however many are sacrificed, will give you a bonus to various I guess metrics across the Empire. Thank you, Belial. Appreciate it, mate. It can get super hard for me to read sometimes. Aavak, check the tier of mortal initiate job. Workers. These most devout pupils of their faith dedicate the remaining portion of their lives to the betterment of their society, a study which concludes with their willing, fatal sacrifice. Well, I mean, okay, technically slaves can work there, but we haven't got any slaves. Shh. Shh. Okay? Don't need anyone fussing about these technicalities. My life for Senpai. Oh my god. Are all our mortal initiates slice of life anime characters? No. Well, now they are. Yes, I guess that's what's happened. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. The most beautiful, charming of death priests glide through the various universities. They're all young. Our death priests are shockingly young. Or at least they look it, because they bathe in the blood of... I mean, they have an immaculate skincare regime of undisclosed The less said about this skincare, it's secret. Okay, it's not for everyone. All right, it is extremely fastidious, though. They spend an awful long time, and many people, lots of people help them in ways that do not end with their death. They just never come back from wherever they go. They're probably enjoying it there, though. And as a result, necessarily, inevitably, many of the high school anime characters are willing to prove their love and devotion to Senpai by joining the Mortal Initiates. Die young and leave a beautiful corpse. Yes. All right. Well, we've got a fair bit more exploration to do. Do we have...
The situation log displays... I have important information for you.
Still researching this one. Speed things up. Yonder cult. Yes, pretty much. They do not live for the uwu, they die for the arara. Misha Fish has leveled up, fantastic. Can that be a quote? You know what, sure. By all means. You don't have to ask me if you can make it a quote. I think that's half of the fun that Bilal gets out of the quote system, is that my permission is not necessary. Much to my dismay.
Construction venture completed.
There we go. We have completed everything down there. Now, grabbing these minerals would be fantastic, but we have recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on Prequim 2A. From what we have translated so far of their language, we have learned that these aliens call themselves the Eurasian Concordate. They were an interstellar power that held sway over this region of the galaxy a little over 1 million years ago. They appear to have been six-limbed mammalians, much like us, and they are several references to some sort of plague called the Javorian Pox, which swept across their empire with devastating results, possibly leading to their extinction. Minor artifacts recovered, okay. Begins the precursors, the Eurasian event.
The situation log has been amended.
Let's go and check in the situation log.
An anomaly has been discovered.
Let's pause that for a second. We've recovered artifacts from the Eurasian Concordate. If we can find enough of their relics from their civilization, it may be possible to pinpoint the location of their home system. Okay, colossal impact crater hints that something big collided with the surface of this moon once. Begin research. Final rest. By what has to be beyond astronomical odds, the VS Amy Pie actually managed to pinpoint the source of the odd signals as it soared past through the asteroid belt. A tiny alien construct. A simple scan reveals it to be some sort of ritualistic container holding the remains of an alien spacefarer. Let the coffin continue its voyage. Or, open the coffin and study the corpse. I mean, this one obviously gets us more. This is just flavor at this point. Now, as I said, I kind of roleplay Stellaris, and I think it's pretty much one of the main ways to play the game. But would a death cult consider the final resting place sacrosanct? Or would they view death as a necessary, inevitable transformation, and the vessel that contained the essence of that person, once emptied of that essence, no longer of any particular meaning? Misquoted. Aha, I have escaped. That was almost the right quote, though. It wasn't, they do not live for the uwu, they die for the ara-ara. It was, if they do not live for the uwu, then they die for the ara-ara.